as the sun began to dip below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the quiet town. A group of seniors gathered on the porch of a well-loved community center. The air was filled with the scent of blooming lilacs, and the laughter of children playing in the nearby park echoed faintly. It was a typical afternoon, but this gathering was special. They had come together to share their stories, reflections, and the lessons they had learned throughout their long lives. Lessons that often came too late. The first to speak was Margaret, a sprightly woman with silver hair that danced in the breeze. She cleared her throat, her eyes glistening with memories. You know, the first lesson I learned was about the importance of time. When we're young, we often take time for granted, thinking we have all the years in the world. But as I look back now, I realize how precious each moment is. I wish I had spent more time with my family, savoring those little moments instead of rushing through life. Time is a thief. It takes away our opportunities to connect with those we love. Cherish every second, because once it's gone, you can never get it back. Her words resonated with the others, and soon Harold chimed in. He had a deep voice that commanded attention, and his experiences had shaped him into a thoughtful man. Margaret's right. The second lesson I learned is that health is wealth. I spent my younger years working tirelessly, climbing the corporate ladder, believing that success would bring me happiness. I neglected my health, thinking I could always catch up later. But now, as I face the consequences of those choices, I realize that without good health, all the money in the world means nothing. Take care of your body. It's the only home you have. Nods of agreement circled the group, and Clara, a soft-spoken woman with kind eyes, added her insight. The third lesson I wish I had learned earlier is to embrace vulnerability. I spent so much time building walls around my heart, afraid of getting hurt. I didn't allow myself to be open to love or friendship, thinking it would protect me. But in reality, it only isolated me. Now, I understand that vulnerability is a strength. It's what connects us as humans. Don't be afraid to show your true self. It's in those moments of honesty that we find the deepest connections. As the sun continued to set, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, James, a retired teacher with a passion for storytelling, took his turn. The fourth lesson I learned is that failure is not the end. It's a stepping stone. I remember my first failed attempt at starting a business. I was devastated, thinking it was a reflection of my worth. But looking back, I see it as a necessary part of my journey. Each failure taught me resilience and provided me with invaluable lessons. Don't fear failure. Embrace it as a teacher. It's through our mistakes that we often find our greatest successes. The group was now fully engaged, sharing their own anecdotes and building on each other's reflections. Eleanor, a spirited woman with a penchant for adventure, shared her perspective. The fifth lesson I learned is that it's never too late to pursue your passions. I spent decades working a job that paid the bills, but didn't fulfill me. It wasn't until my children were grown that I finally took the leap to pursue my love for painting. I wish I had done it sooner. Life is too short to not chase what sets your soul on fire. Don't wait for the right time, create it. With a gentle smile, Samuel, a former soldier, spoke next. The sixth lesson is about forgiveness. Holding on to grudges is like carrying a heavy backpack filled with rocks. It weighs you down and prevents you from moving forward. I held on to anger for years after a betrayal, thinking it was a way to protect myself. But in reality, it only harmed me. I learned that forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. Let go of the past and you'll find peace. Life is too precious to waste on resentment. The atmosphere was electric, filled with the warmth of shared wisdom. As the group reflected, Linda, a former nurse with a heart of gold, shared her thoughts. The seventh lesson is about gratitude. I spent so much time focusing on what I didn't have, comparing myself to others, that I forgot to appreciate the blessings in my life. It wasn't until I faced health challenges that I learned to be grateful for the simple things. A warm cup of tea, a friend's smile, the beauty of nature. Practicing gratitude transformed my perspective. It's the little things that often bring the most joy. The sun was now setting, casting long shadows across the porch, and the conversation deepened. George, a retired engineer, shared his experience. The eighth lesson I learned is that relationships matter more than achievements. I was so focused on my career that I neglected my friendships and family. When I finally reached my professional goals, I realized I had no one to celebrate with. Success is hollow without the people you love by your side. Invest in your relationships. They are what truly enrich your life. As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, the group felt a sense of camaraderie. It was clear that each lesson was intertwined with their shared humanity. Sophia, a wise woman with a knack for storytelling, spoke softly. The ninth lesson I learned is that kindness is powerful. I often underestimated the impact of a small act of kindness. It wasn't until I faced hardship that I experienced the true power of compassion from others. Be kind, for you never know the battles someone else is fighting. Your kindness could be the light in someone's dark day. The night air was cool, and the conversation flowed like a river, rich and deep. Frank, a man with a gentle demeanor, shared his thoughts. The 10th lesson is to live in the present. I spent so much time worrying about the future or dwelling on the past that I forgot to enjoy the here and now. It took a near-death experience for me to realize how fleeting life is. Practice mindfulness. Savor each moment, for they are the building blocks of your life. Tomorrow is not promised, and the past cannot be changed. Finally, as the moon rose high in the sky, casting a silvery glow over the gathering, Ruth, the eldest among them, shared her most profound lesson. The 11th lesson is to love fiercely. Life is too short to hold back your love. I lost my husband unexpectedly, and it taught me that love should never be taken for granted. Tell your loved ones how much they mean to you. Express your feelings openly, and don't be afraid to show affection. Love is what makes life worth living. As the evening wore on, the seniors reflected on their lessons, each one a thread woven into the tapestry of their lives. They shared laughter and tears, realizing that these lessons were not just personal reflections, but universal truths that resonated with everyone. The porch, once just a gathering place, became a sanctuary of shared wisdom and understanding. As they prepared to leave, the warmth of the evening lingered in their hearts. Each senior carried with them the knowledge that while life may not always unfold as planned, the lessons learned along the way were invaluable. They had come together to share their experiences, but they left with a renewed sense of purpose, to live fully, love deeply, and embrace each day with gratitude. In the days that followed, The lessons shared on that porch echoed in their minds. They began to make small changes, whether it was reaching out to an old friend, pursuing a long-forgotten passion, or simply taking a moment to appreciate the beauty around them. Each lesson became a guiding light, illuminating their paths as they navigated the complexities of life. As the seasons changed and the years passed, the seniors continued to gather, sharing their stories and supporting one another. The powerful lessons they had learned too late became a source of strength, reminding them to live authentically and to cherish the moments that truly mattered. They had transformed their regrets into wisdom, using their experiences to inspire those around them, ensuring that the lessons learned would not be forgotten. In the end, it was not just about the lessons themselves, but the connections forged through shared experiences. The seniors became a community, a family bound by the understanding that life, with all its ups and downs, was a beautiful journey meant to be embraced. And as they looked back on their lives, they found solace in knowing that while some lessons may come too late, it is never too late to start living with intention and purpose.